I'm not a lawyer, but Diddy's defense team has been busy this weekend filing motions, so let me tell you what they are requesting of the judge. First up, they are asking the judge to strike the entire testimony of Dr. Dawn Hughes. She was the doctor who came up last week and testified about why victims stay in abusive relationships. She talked about delayed disclosure, or why victims may wait to tell people what's happening with them, as well as coping strategies, and why victims may lose memory about some of the things that happened to them. So before she testified, the judge ruled on things she could testify about and things she could not testify about. Specifically, she was not supposed to testify about interpersonal violence, which the defense says she talked about at the very beginning of her testimony when she said that she specializes in interpersonal violence. And then they say the prosecutors followed up with that by asking her, what is interpersonal violence? The defense says Dr. Hughes was also not supposed to testify about coercive control, but according to them, when prosecutors asked her to define domestic violence, she basically used the definition of coercive control to define domestic violence. They say she also used the word control, controlling, or power more than a dozen times throughout her testimony. The defense also says that Dr. Hughes testified about love bombing and trauma bond, which are topics connected to coercive control and the documents that she provided. They list a few other issues that they have with Dr. Hughes' testimony, including her explaining how or why a victim may remember some things about their abuse and may not remember other things, to which the defense says is junk science. And so they want her entire testimony struck or stricken from the record. Context here is, from the prosecutor's perspective, Dr. Hughes' testimony was used to support or help explain Cassie's testimony and some of the psychology that may have gone into her decision making. Now, the next motion or letter that the defense filed had two more requests. In this document, the defense says that during cross-examination of witnesses and when they begin calling their own witnesses, they plan to show pictures of Cassie basically living her best life. They say these pictures will show her pursuing her life as a model, a musician, and an actress, which is important because they say it goes against the prosecutor's claim that Cassie's life and career was under Diddy's control and therefore allowed him to coerce her into participating in FOs. One specific example is the defense says in 2017, Cassie released a song titled Love a Loser, and she did the artwork for the song herself, which again, they say shows she had the ability to do the things she wanted, and she actually did the things she wanted. They say they have pictures of her at events, hanging out with friends, and just enjoying life, which again, they say proves that she was with Diddy because she wanted to and not out of coercion or force. However, the issue with the pictures is that prosecutors have already said that if the defense wants to show these pictures, they need to call the person who actually took the pictures to the stand, or they need to call a person who was there when the picture was taken to the stand. Otherwise, these pictures cannot be authenticated or proven to be like real and not altered, and therefore should not be shown to the jury. But the defense's argument and why they filed this letter is because they're saying that's not true. They cite some case law which says that the witness on the stand does not